I have this to say to the modern young girl, gentlemen. Be free, express yourself. Take your life in your own hands and mold it. The world will try to rob you of your freedom, but fight for it. It's all you have to live for.
Just relax.
That's all for the modern girl, gentlemen. What else? Ask me anything.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I'm so glad to have you. A bit of background on this Dream Roll series. A bit of background, oh my gosh, I can't help but think of Betty Botter. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. Butter bought some butter. Before we begin with the video, I wanted to share a bit of background on this Dream Roll series. It was born from the pandemic. I just so happened to pick up sewing in January of 2020, and I completed my first dress that winter. Like many people all over the world, when everything was shutting down, a big part of my life was shut down too. For me, it was theater and live performance, and I missed it dearly. I soon found myself at home with a lot of time on my hands. During the whole quarantine of 2020 and part of 2021, I sewed and sewed and sewed and sewed. And it filled a void for me when singing and theater in person were not possible. But soon it didn't fill that creative void anymore. Don't get me wrong, I did and do, well, most of the time, enjoy it. But something was missing, and that something was singing. So I got an idea. With no in-person performing or shows happening, unless like Cole Porter says, you're the top, why not sew a costume and do a feature of a role I've always wanted to play? Not only would I sew the costume, but I would also choose a song sung by the character, rehearse it, and perform it, all in the costume I made. And so this series, Dream Rolls, was born. Now you may be saying to yourself, but Caitlin, things are opening up again. Shows are happening. To that I say yes. However, the process is slow going, even on Broadway, and especially in theaters that are community or regional. So why not try out a Dream Roll? Sew the costume, rehearse and perform, and take you with me. There's no time like the present. What does the beginning of this video say? Be free, express yourselves. Take life in your own hands and mold it. The world will try to rob you of your freedom, but fight for it. It's all you have to live for. That's all for the modern girl, gentlemen. What else? First up in this Dream Roll series is Marian Paroo from The Music Man, written by Meredith Willson. Music Man tells the story of a traveling salesman named Harold Hill, who goes all over the country selling the idea of a boys' band to small towns. He whips the town into a tizzy about how they desperately need a distraction to keep the boys on the straight and narrow path. And he has just the solution, a band. And he promises to make them into one. Harold cons the town into paying money for instruments and uniforms. And then he hightails it out of town before anyone can realize he's gone. His routine, we can assume, is working up until he arrives in River City, Iowa, home of Marian Paroo, the town's librarian and music teacher, who is not buying what Harold is selling. Harold has the whole town in his hands except Marian. And in order to be successful in his conning, he has to win Marian over, just as he's done with every single music teacher in every other small town across America. However, Marian has other plans, and of course, things get interesting from there. Okay. When putting together an ensemble for Marian, I wanted to keep in mind that this is supposed to be Iowa Summer 1912. There were some suggested materials in the directions which, like the pattern, are the original instructions, and so I looked at what they recommended and settled on linen and cotton blends. That way the ensemble would breathe better in the warmer temperatures and be appropriate for the summer season which the show takes place in. I'm using this lovely 1912 reproduction pattern from the Vintage Pattern Girl. A fantastic little Etsy shop with all kinds of historic patterns, which I'll leave in the description below. When hunting for a pattern, I did have some inspiration in mind. One of them being Jeanette MacDonald's costume in San Francisco, which takes place a few years earlier in 1906. Even her costume seems a bit closer in style to what is seen in 1912 than 1906, so that's my justification for using it as inspiration. I liked the tie or bow, however you'd like to describe it, and I imagined it was a white blouse, navy bow, and a navy skirt, which I also used as my colors because, well, they're good colors on me. The skirt was off to a familiar start with sewing darts in the front and the back. There was one dart that was oddly shaped that did throw me for a loop. It was a sort of oval shape that I'd never done before, so that was interesting. All seemed fine until I got to attaching the two pieces of the skirt in the back, and then things got interesting. Now, I want to disclaim that there is clearly some piece of historical sewing and or knowledge that I do not possess. Sewing instructions in other eras often assumed that whoever was sewing the pattern was experienced and therefore did not need some directions, which would seem obvious in that time. We'll just say whatever it was not obvious to me. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Let's look at these directions from, what year is this? 1912. The directions say, join the center back seam of skirt, matching the corresponding notches and easing as needed to fit. Now the thing is, I did not ease at all. I don't even know what they want me to ease. This is what happened, and this clearly, it can't be right. This is the angle that it had me sew at. I have a fin. That's not right. I have to take another look at this.
Repeat back what I just said.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
That's right.
I am Groot.
No!
Join the center back seam of skirt, matching the corresponding notches and easing as needed to fit.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
That's right.
I am Groot.
No!
Join the center back seam of skirt, matching the corresponding notches. And I don't want to fin. Can't get over it. It's like a graduation hood, but down here. Oh my gosh. I mean, I would say it was for a bustle, but there's no bustle in the picture. What's going on here? Okay, we're gonna have to improvise in the 21st century, since I have no idea what they were saying in the 20th century. So, okay, well, here are the pins, and here's what I'm gonna try and take in. I think it's a matter of taking it in. So I was about to start doing the blouse. It's unlike anything I've ever done before. Usually a blouse goes front piece, and then the back piece is one piece. And then you attach at the shoulders. This, however, is front, back, and then front, back. So it's just 2 pieces. I was looking in my Reader's Digest sewing, ta-da! And I was looking at bust adjustments because this is made for a 38-inch bust. I'm trying to figure out how to make the bust adjusted when it is also attached to the back piece and there are no darts. Basically, I'm gonna end up folding the pattern over and taking in 3 inches. I need to take in 6 inches total. So if I take in 3 inches on the pattern piece, that means that it'll take 3 inches in on each side. I try to do this and mark it from here, and that doesn't seem right. I also want to extend this down because I've decided that I'm going to turn this into a blouse and not into a dress because this pattern actually has it attached to the skirt piece. But I've decided I don't want to do that. So I've already put in a waistband into the skirt. So that is a done deal. This, that is just so pretty. Next is join underarm seam of blouse. Can you believe this is it? It's like a poncho. This is pretty fascinating. Getting sleepy. I want to finish this part though. Okay, we're back. I'm gonna iron the collar. I'm going to iron on the line that I just marked on the collar so that the raw edge will fold in, and then I'm gonna sew it, and I'm gonna repeat the same thing with the cuffs, and then I'm gonna sew all of that on. I had to do a time check. Gotta be realistic. Okay.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, well, the collar's on the correct side now. I have top stitched to make sure that the collar does not roll in. I need to press that. I feel like there needs to be a cover here. It just seems very open. I mean, the picture has more fabric here, but there's nothing that is included like that in the pattern. So, but I'm very pleased now that the collar is on the correct side. And here's the back. When I took it in, I have these kind of weird things with the arms, like they're too big, and I don't know how to fix it, so I'm not gonna try. But this looks pretty nice. I just need to iron it again, and then iron the front. But I think this goes actually quite well. I like that. And then with the skirt, we're really in action. Woo! So I just had that moment of celebration when I realized that I had marked in 14 buttons, just as the picture depicted. Problem is I went to Joann Fabrics earlier today. I don't know what I was thinking, but I will tell you I did not buy 14 of the same buttons. I bought 6. I'm not going back to Joann Fabrics, and I'm not buying more buttons. I think, as Tim Gunn would say, I'm gonna have to make it work. I don't think I can properly convey how much I don't want to warm up right now. It just, sometimes it feels like moving a freight train. Does anybody else feel that way? Just so much to get the wheels turning. I wish I had the ability, one, of those magical people who don't warm up and sound completely fine right out of the gate, or two, those people that their warm up was like 5 minutes and ready to go. I'm neither of them. Oh, no, that feels good. Okay, enough whining. So before I jump into vocal warm-ups, I always do some sort of physical warm-up so that I am checking in with my body to see how it's feeling that day, whether it is feeling more strained or tired or energetic. That's great. But regardless, when I am physically warming up, it's just a time to check in and see where I'm at, to find some grounding and to be able to set my alignment to practice. So each vocal session, I will take about 30 minutes to vocally warm up and work on warm-ups and technique before I jump into my repertoire. If I rush it, it just makes a mess. Really take my time and do what I need to do, because I will end up creating more work for myself if I don't. And believe me, I've learned that the hard way. So nice and easy does it for me. Something that I work on regularly is releasing some of the breath pressure that I have when I'm singing, because I often have too much air that I'm trying to expel, and using the straws. This is from the Singing Straw Company, and they're very small straws, as you can see. Depending on your voice, you may only need 2 or in my case 3 in order to help find the proper amount of breath to sustain a legato sound. I have been bringing too much weight and pressure into my voice. Shocker. And so using these has been helping me to relieve some of the pressure and to find that balance that I need to sing this song to the best of my abilities. So I have been on vacation. So I have not been singing regularly, and this is my returning to Goodnight My Someone. Just before I went on vacation, I was starting to have a lot of breakthroughs from using straws and solving some of the trouble spots that I was having. So I'm going back to it using my straws. Also going to be incorporating some subdivisions of the notes into 8th notes to help even more with the sustaining of the phrases. so much for watching this video and coming along on the journey of the first in my series of dream rolls. I have to say this was a really challenging video for me to film because it really challenged me in letting imperfections just be and not trying to fix everything. Part of the reason that I love live performance is because it's there and then it's gone, and there's always the opportunity to improve upon it and to change things and to let it evolve. Film is much scarier because you can't allow it to evolve. It's going to be there and be there permanently. So I really had a challenging time letting go of my performance and knowing that once I put this video out there, it's out there. Struggling as well with this idea that this video isn't where I'm at anymore, and that as I continue to work on this song, of course, because I have it in my repertoire now, I'm not going to stop working on it. It's only going to get better from here. So knowing that I'm putting something out that is already dated was really hard. Anyways, that'll also be a part of this series, is how I continue to handle letting go of perfectionistic tendencies that help my performance, but is also a double-edged sword and can also leave me stuck in a sort of no man's land where nothing gets posted. So this is me trying. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to stick around, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll know when the next video comes out. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!
Peaches and cherries. I think those are my two favorite summer fruits. Cantaloupe. Watermelon. Strawberries. Oh, can't pick. Furthermore, there's 24 hours in a day. How's my hair? Gotta have the priorities, right?